welcome to the first episode of A Career in Tech. So this is a new series I'll be doing. As you know, this channel is about tech and automotive, so I'm going to be doing stuff with my car, which is fine, and that's all I'll be doing up to this point. But now I've planned out a Career in Tech series, and this is going to sort of consist of a bunch of things that I've experienced and maybe other people as well that I'll be getting on the channel to talk about their experiences to help you guys understand more about the industry and possibly things you want to go into. So for this episode, we'll be going through top tips for applying to internships. This is from, experience that I've had. Well, actually, mainly my experience. What I would say is advice that I would give myself back then, and I hope a lot of people can find this useful because it's November now. I know that it's coming to the end of the year. A lot of people will be applying to internships for next year, for the placement year, so in between second and third year. Some people will be applying for summer internships, and I hope this advice helps you guys. The first tip I would like to give is basically just start right now. Like, if you haven't applied to internships yet, you need to start as early as possible. I didn't do this the first time. Obviously, when I started applying for graduate roles, I did, but before, when I did my internships, I did not start applying as early as I could. And the earlier you apply, the more opportunities you'll have, obviously, because you have more time to apply. There'll be more roles that come and go, and you might find more roles that you actually want to apply for. So I would definitely start as early as possible, and that is definitely something that people overlook a lot. They'll think, oh, I'll start in 2022, I'll start in the second semester. My advice is start right now. There's even some graduate roles that will be up right now in November, and you might be able to secure them before Christmas. So definitely get on that right now. Secondly, make sure your CV is up to date. I see a lot of people who don't update their CVs. Get help from a family friend. If you have professionals in your family, make sure they have a look at your CV. Get your friends to take a look. Make sure you do your grammar checks. For someone who basically hasn't started their career yet, I would say a page is enough for a CV. So I'll pop my CV up now, what I used to get my internship. You'll see that it has basically no experience whatsoever. I worked at a takeaway and I used that to show my skills. When making a CV, I didn't like to put a lot of key phrases. I didn't like to have a section just saying teamwork or communication and stuff like that. I've learned over the time to make sure these are put into the experiences. So on your CV, where you have your project, where you have your experiences, mention things you did to contribute towards teamwork. Mention things you did which shows communication, because anyone can say they are good at communicating or good at teamwork, but in your CV, if you show you've done things to prove that, then employers would look at that and go, right, they've done this, so they must be good at communicating. They've done this, so they must be good at cooperating with others, etc. Make sure so the way I do my things, I have a general CV, and then my cover letter is a lot more tailored to the role. It's just something the way I do it. A lot of people might tailor their CVs to each individual role, but I like to have quite a general CV, so I have a range of different sort of positions I can apply for, and then on top of that, I like to have my cover letter a lot more specific to the role. Thirdly, be selective. Now, I made this mistake with my internships, and it can get demoralizing because I remember applying to like 80 to 100 places. You're getting rejection after rejection, and to be honest, it's because a lot of the times you're not putting enough effort into those applications. So it's a two-way process. If you don't think you want that role and you're just getting desperate and applying because there's nothing else, don't do it, because the recruiters and the hiring managers will know that you don't really want that role when you go to the interviews and stuff, so it's almost wasting both of your times. Definitely be selective. If you see a role and you think that's not for me, don't apply for it. And if you see a role that you really like, invest time into it, spend time making that cover letter, spend a few days tailoring your CV, and make sure you learn all you can about the company to make that cover letter really stand out and go, right, I've done my research, I really want this role, I know what this role is talking about. And then when you get to the interview, then hopefully you've got it all right, and when you speak to them, if you're genuinely interested, they'll get that vibe from you, and you'll probably get to the next stage. Fourthly, this is a big one for me, whenever you do an interview, dress smart. I always dress to impress, and the reason being so is, even if the role says casual, on site, etc., that's fine. After you've got the job, you can do whatever you want, but personally, I've been brought up to first impressions always count. Professional environment, it is good to dress to impress. Wear formal stuff. This is my personal opinion. Wearing formal stuff or wearing nice clothes and stuff instead of kind of waking up in pajamas. I don't know if you're going to wake up in pajamas, but you might look like a techie. That's fine when you're on the job, but personally I think on a first sort of impression basis, I would always wear like a shirt. You don't even have to wear a tie. So, smart casual at least, but almost above a certain grade. So a shirt, even trousers, a belt, shoes, that sort of stuff. If you're going somewhere and you know that there's going to be a lot of walking, fair enough, wear some nice trainers. But again, if you're going somewhere, don't try not to just underdress and maybe wear like what I'm wearing now, hot as the top, and think that's going to do it for the interview. As part of my fourth sort of tip, make sure that when you interview, treat it like a conversation. Don't be stiff. Just make sure you be professional. Take out all the slander, take out all the slang, and just treat it like a conversation, back and forth, because that's what they kind of want from you. They kind of want to see how they can converse with you, if you're going to fit into the team. That's the main thing. A lot of jobs you will be able to learn on the job. They just want to see whether you're going to fit into the team. So loosen up. The last tip I want to give to you guys is never give up. From my experience, I started like not too early, but I started in the end of the year for my internship, so December time, and I didn't get my internship until July. It was very difficult. It was a bit demoralizing, but consistency is key. Perseverance is key. Even if it's August, you still have a month before your semester starts. There's a possibility that you can secure something. Once things get on the go, I would say the average turnaround time is about 3 weeks before you got an offer. So if you manage to get, hear back from someone and say, look, we want to invite you to an interview, the average time I've found is 3 weeks. So yeah, never give up, keep going. Even if it's July, August, break it into September, keep trying. You obviously re-roll into the next year if you need to, but because you can always back out if you find an internship, but don't give up. Thanks for listening, guys. Those are my top tips on finding an internship for basically a career in tech. So in my next video, I will be talking about my internship experience that I had for my year in industry, so it was a year long, all the benefits, the not so good things, and also what you can kind of expect and what I learned and how it helped me in my third year of university and in my career to the point of where I'm at now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this sort of content, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you like cars, check out my other content. And yeah, thanks for watching.